Hello, this is Mount Hill Limited back from holiday, returning to Batman and Robin, Hunters of the Elephant Graveyard. Pardon me. If you didn't notice, there's a annual of the Flash getting fat, fighting the Weather Wizard and a torpedo, and a collection of race cars. But let's not bother with that nonsense, because they're all adverts. Let's instead talk about what's happening in part 2. Underfoot and ground shakes to the mighty threads of the greatest land mammals on Earth as those pachyderms thunder down on Batman and Robin. Death gleams on ivory tusks and uncurled trunks. It flares envily in the little red eyes of hate that measure them for an awful fate. We can't retreat, they'd overtake us before we reach the gorge. The way we can go is forward, right at the beast. Then, as Batman bends his powerful back, as the boy wonder leaps forward towards it, using it as a human stepping stone. I've got to jump as I've never jumped before. One misstep is fatal. Like the trained athlete he is, Robin sails high and far and comes down on the broad backs of the giant tusker. Even as a trunk hurls out to grasp and rend the Gotham City gladiator, rams both its feet. Yeah, that sounds. Grasps and rend the Gotham City gladiator, rams both his feet into it. The trunk lifts to hurl him sideways, bend with a supple sublend of power. His fully muscled body, Batman angles supple bend, but with a supple bend, his powerfully muscled body, Batman angles his fall so that he somersaults in air above the broad back of the elephant. If I don't land right, I'll fall between them and be trampled to death. Batman's feet drop slightly onto the mighty back, or just as Robin, his balance jarred by the shifting bodies of elephants on which he stands, plunge groundward. Oh, Robin! The bat rope coils outwards, is caught by the strong young hands of Robin. Now use it to swing up and out of danger. I'm way ahead of you, Batman. Too busy. Rescuing Robin to pay attention to what is going on about him. Batman falls victim to a flaying trunk. Oof! Now his falling body is caught in midair by another trunk and lifted high, dodging the founding feet and swinging tusks. The boy wonder grabs the elephant's branch, then swings upward onto a tail hold. I must save Batman. Must. Helpless and inert in the clutches of the awesome trunk, the crime crusader is carried deep into the jungle vastness. At the rim of the deep pit, he is hurled downward to his doom. See what I did there? Right. Moments later, the teenage Thunderbolt races away from the pachyderms that surrounded the pit, to keep away any rescuers. Got to help Batman, see if he's alive. Got to rescue him if I can. Choking back all the signs of deep anxiety, he finds a berry bush and smears himself with their fragrant pulp. Batman said elephants are almost blind, but they depend on their sense of smell to see. If I cover myself with these berries, the beasts will smell them and not me. Crawling forward slowly so not to make a sound, he is soon between the massive legs of the great tuskers. So far, so good. When I reach the end of the pit, I can lower my rope over after and trying it to a strong root. As he peers over the rim, he sees Batman alive and smiling. The branches of the tree broke my fall. I can make it up by myself on the rope. The elephants are moving away, so I won't have to drop any berry branches down to you. As the Gotham City sleuth climbs the sheer wall of the pit, while I was being carried along in the elephant's trunk, I saw an odd light in a cliff cave up above, which may tie in with another thought I had. Elephants never attack people unless molested. But if those elephants were ordered to attack us by some men, it would explain their unnatural behavior. Our only clue may be that light I saw. We've broken by many a case before with a single clue, so let's look into it. Climbing high on the massive escarpment, the daring duo dashes towards the cave entrance. You were right, Batman. There's men inside the cave, one of which I recognize as Evan Bender. It was sunlight reflecting off stones he wears off his neck that made the light, I'm sure. A shower of native spears rip the air as they hurl themselves forward. Grab one of the spears, Robin, and let's turn them to our advantage. Batman uses the borrowed weapons as a bar which to ram an opponent against a wall. The boy wonder uses his spear for added leverage. When Batman hands Dart out to grasp the fleeing Bender, all I managed to grab is that string from around his neck. Ripped it off him. Right, did I miss a thing? No. As yelping natives attack for Batman and Robin, a dazed Evan lifts his hand to his forehead. Thank goodness I've gained control of myself again. Battling with the fierce courage, Batman and Robin are borne backward by the superior numbers, when unexpectedly, stop! Go back through the village, don't harm these men. What happened to Bender? He looks different. I am different. I am myself for the first time in 3 months. You see, that odd mineral, it gave me control over those elephants that attacked you. I also made them storm through diamond mines and ivory storehouses so these natives could come in and loot them. But just as minerals enabled me to control the beasts, so minerals gave big game hunters control. Big game hunter Red Loftus and hypnotic control over me. He forced me to make the elephants do his bidding. They would not obey him since he hated the beasts and they sensed it. How did these minerals work? Elephants sense fear and hate by smell. Human emotions give off certain odors. Somehow mineral intensifies those smells, making the beasts more susceptible to hate or love. Out of the love I bore them, they obeyed me, though they would not obey Red Loftus, who they knew hated them. Shortly, when they emerge on the other side of the cliffside cave, where is Loftus now? Down there, in the largest native hut. He uses the natives to go in after the elephants have scared off everyone to steal the diamonds and ivory and make him rich. From his hut, Red Loftus heads a charge of armed natives. In the hands of expert rope man, like Gotham City Crusader, his bat rope is almost alive like a snake out, and even Bender makes a flying leap. I've got his gun. As the native freeze before the threat of a robber. Now that you don't have the mineral and the gun working for you, Red, let's find out how much of a man you are. Tossing the gun to Batman, Evan Bender evens the score with his foe. As soon as we can contact the local police to come and get these renegade natives, and Loftus will be going home. After the police have come and gone with their prisoner, the stolen ivory and diamonds will be returned to their rightful owners. At the same time, Batman, you can return me to Alice Foss. Next day, at the elephant house where Batman has arranged a meeting, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson see, listen to the elephant's triumph and think the sense of love Bender has for his fellow creatures will not now be shared by his bride to be. And in the Batcave, souvenirs soon after. The amulet may come in handy when when handy if we ever go back to Africa again, Bruce. And we may do that, Dick. Remember, we never found the elephant's graveyard, though we did bury Red Loftus' plan to get rich by using elephants to steal. There's also a Who Tricks comic. Worth wishing for. Tricks, the corn cereal with the tangy taste of natural fruit colors too, as we all know. Tricks are for kids. There's also a science fact by E.G. Rees. Strange that are such invisible on its wings are a mystery astronomers. Optical illusions, distortions by Mars, other things. There's also a Tootsie's Pop Roll, and if you formally request it, you have to formally request it. I'll do the elongated man story for robbery that never happened. Well, that's been part 2 of Batman and Hunters for the Elephant's Graveyard. The true villain revealed and defeated, as well as Evan Bender found and returned. Also, I'm pretty sure, was it Ross or Floss? Let me check. It was Voss. I'm not going insane. Anyway, this was Batman Hunters of the Elephant's Graveyard. Well, Batman and Robin Hunters of the Elephant's Graveyard Part 2. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you again. Goodbye.